Before you allow another thought to enter your mind, hear me. Do not rush away from this moment. There is a reason your heart has been searching for peace, and there is a reason you are hearing these words now. You have carried questions that you have not spoken aloud. You have smiled while your mind was tired. You have continued walking while a part of you wondered how much longer you could remain strong. I have seen every moment. I have heard every silent prayer. I know the thoughts that visit you when the room becomes quiet and no one is there to ask if you are truly all right. So stay with me until the end. Do not listen with fear. Listen with an open heart, because I want these words to help you change the way you face your days. My child, you have spent too much time believing that every burden must be carried by your own strength. You wake up and immediately begin thinking about problems. You remember what must be paid, what must be fixed, who may disappoint you, what could go wrong, and how uncertain tomorrow appears. Before your feet touch the ground, your mind has already entered battles that have not happened. This is exhausting your soul. I did not create you to live every morning as though you are entering a war alone. Give me the first moments of your day. Before you reach for fear, reach for faith. Before you repeat the problem, remember my presence. Before you say, I cannot handle this, ask me to show you the next wise step. I am not asking you to pretend that your problems do not exist. Faith is not pretending. Faith is learning where to place the weight that is too heavy for your heart. There are situations you must face. There are conversations you must have. There are decisions that require wisdom. But anxiety will not give you wisdom. Panic will not prepare your future. Fear will only force your thoughts to run in circles until you feel tired without moving forward. When your mind begins doing this, stop feeding every frightening thought. Ask yourself, is this happening now, or am I suffering because I am imagining what may happen? Then come to me in prayer. Speak clearly. Tell me what you fear. Name the burden. Place it before me. You have asked me for peace, but sometimes you continue holding tightly to the very thoughts that steal your peace. You pray, then return to the same worry. You surrender, then pick the burden up again. I am teaching you a different way. When you give something to me, practice trusting me with it. This does not mean you become careless. It means you stop allowing fear to become your master. Do what is right today. Complete the responsibility in front of you. Speak with integrity. Rest when your body is tired. Ask for forgiveness when you are wrong. Forgive where bitterness is poisoning your heart. Save what you can. Avoid unnecessary debt. Think before making emotional decisions. These simple acts of wisdom are also part of walking with me. I know you want immediate answers. You want to see the entire road before taking one step. But many times, I will give you enough light for the step in front of you. You may not understand the entire journey. Walk faithfully with what you understand today. When you are driving through darkness, you do not need headlights that reveal the entire country. You need enough light to continue safely on the road. In the same way, stop demanding from yourself the ability to solve the next 10 years tonight. You are wearing yourself down by trying to live tomorrow before tomorrow arrives. Listen carefully. Your past is a teacher, but it must not become your prison. Yes, you made decisions you regret. Yes, you trusted people who hurt you. Yes, you ignored wisdom at times. Yes, some opportunities were lost. But continually punishing yourself will not restore what happened. Learn, grow, become wiser. Let the pain produce understanding instead of bitterness. You cannot change yesterday by hating yourself today. Bring your mistakes to me with a sincere heart. Allow correction to make you stronger. Then move forward. I have watched you compare your life with people whose private battles you do not know. You see their success and question your progress. You see their smiles and question your joy. You see doors opening for them and wonder whether I have forgotten your address. Stop measuring your life with another person's timeline. Comparison makes blessings invisible. You can be standing inside an answered prayer and still feel empty because you are staring at someone else's life. Look again at what I've already placed around you. Look at the strength you gained. Look at the lessons you learned. Look at the people who remained. Look at the doors that closed before they could destroy your peace. Today, I want you to begin a simple practice. Each morning, name 3 things for which you are grateful. Do not make gratitude complicated. Thank me for breath. Thank me for another opportunity to make a better decision. Thank me for the person who cares. Thank me for the lesson that made you wiser. Gratitude will not deny your pain, but it will prevent pain from becoming the only thing you can see. A grateful heart begins noticing light in places that anxiety once covered with darkness. If these words agree with what your heart needs today, type, "Yes, I receive peace." Do not write it because you think a comment magically removes every problem. Write it as a personal reminder that you are choosing a new response. You are choosing to pray before panicking. You are choosing wisdom before impulse. You are choosing gratitude before comparison. Stay with me. There is more I want to show you about the wounds you have hidden, the people you must stop chasing, and the strength that can grow when you finally stop allowing yesterday to control today. Keep listening with your heart open. This message is not asking you to escape your life. It is teaching you how to face your life with faith, wisdom, courage, and peace. I am near, and I am still working within you. Now listen more deeply, because I want to speak about the pain you hide behind your strength. There are wounds you rarely discuss. You have learned how to change the subject when someone comes too close to them. You laugh. You stay busy. You help other people. You become the person everyone calls when they need encouragement. Yet there are nights when you wonder who would understand you if you finally admitted how tired you feel. I understand, but I also want you to understand something important. A hidden wound does not always become a healed wound simply because time passes. Sometimes you must finally face what happened, name what it taught you, reject the lies it created, and begin walking toward healing. My child, not everyone who left your life was proof that you were worthless. Not every rejection was a statement about your value. Some people could only love you according to the condition of their own hearts. Some were carrying wounds they never addressed. Some made selfish choices. Some misunderstood you. And yes, sometimes you also made mistakes. Healing begins when you stop rewriting every painful event as evidence that you are impossible to love. You have replayed certain conversations many times. You imagine what you should have said. You create different endings. You ask why someone could hurt you after you gave them trust. But your mind cannot build a peaceful home inside a moment that has already ended. Take the lesson and release the endless replay. If reconciliation is wise and safe, approach it with humility and truth. If distance is necessary, accept the distance without spending every day feeding hatred. Forgiveness does not require you to call harmful behavior good. Forgiveness means you refuse to let another person's actions control the condition of your heart forever. I want you to examine the voices you have allowed to live in your thoughts. Someone called you a failure, and years later you still hear them when you try something new. Someone laughed at your dream, and now you hesitate before taking action. Someone betrayed your trust, and now innocent people must prove themselves against a crime they did not commit. This is how old pain tries to control new opportunities. Become aware of it. When a fearful thought appears, do not automatically obey it. Ask whether the thought is based on truth, wisdom, and the present situation, or whether an old wound is speaking. You pray for a new life while sometimes maintaining old patterns. You ask me to change your circumstances, but I also want to transform your habits. If you desire peace, you must protect what enters your mind. If certain content continually fills you with anger, envy, fear, or temptation, reduce your exposure to it. If every conversation with certain people becomes gossip and negativity, change the direction of the conversation or create healthy distance. If you stay awake until your body is exhausted and then wonder why your emotions feel unstable, begin respecting rest. Spiritual growth does not require you to ignore practical wisdom. I want you to stop calling every delay a denial. A seed beneath the soil can appear forgotten while an unseen process is taking place. You look at the surface and say, nothing is changing. But roots may be forming, your character may be developing, your discernment may be becoming stronger. You may be learning patience that will protect you when greater responsibility arrives. Do not despise seasons that appear quiet. Use them. Read words that strengthen your faith. Pray with honesty. Learn a useful skill. Repair your financial habits. Become dependable. Keep your promises. Care for your health. Treat people with dignity even when they cannot advance your ambitions. The person you become while waiting matters. You keep asking me for a larger door, but I am also asking whether your character is prepared to walk through it. There is something else you must hear. Stop chasing people who repeatedly show you that they do not respect your heart. Love people, pray for people, forgive people. But do not confuse love with the abandonment of wisdom. You cannot force another person to value what they are determined to misuse. There are times when peace requires boundaries. A boundary is not revenge. It is a clear decision about what behavior you will continue allowing into your life. But be careful. Do not use boundaries as an excuse to become cold, proud, or unwilling to forgive. Examine your own heart. Ask me to reveal where you are wrong. Mature faith is not constantly identifying everyone else's flaws. It has enough courage to say, "Show me where I need to grow." That prayer may be uncomfortable, but it can change your life. Today, choose one wound you have been avoiding. You do not need to solve everything in a single hour. Write down what happened. Write down what you began believing about yourself because of it. Then ask whether that belief is true. If betrayal taught you, "No one can be trusted," challenge that thought. If failure taught you, "I will never succeed," challenge it. If rejection taught you, "I have no value," reject that conclusion. Pain can tell convincing lies when it speaks for many years. If you believe your past does not have to control your future, comment, "I choose healing." Let those words remind you of a decision. You will not build your identity around the worst thing that happened to you. You will learn. You will become wiser. You will seek help when you need it. You will pray. You will forgive. You will establish healthy boundaries. You will continue. Keep watching until the end, because I am leading this message towards something you need to understand about your future. You have been asking whether you are too late, whether your best opportunities have passed, and whether the dreams inside you still matter. I will speak to those questions. But first, release the belief that healing makes you weak. There is courage in facing your heart with truth. There is strength in asking for help. There is wisdom in admitting that something hurt you. I am not calling you to live as a prisoner of pain. I am teaching you to walk forward without allowing pain to hold the map. You have wondered whether you are too late. I have heard that question in your heart. You look at your age, your circumstances, your responsibilities, your failures, and the years that seem to have disappeared. You say, "If I had started earlier, perhaps my life would be different." You look backward and create an imaginary version of yourself who made every correct decision. Then you compare your real life with that imaginary life and punish yourself for not becoming a person who never existed. Stop doing this. You cannot build tomorrow while spending all your strength arguing with yesterday. My child, your life is not finished because one plan failed. A closed business does not mean you can never create again. A broken relationship does not mean love has disappeared from the earth. A financial mistake does not mean wisdom can never be learned. A season of confusion does not mean direction will never return. Failure is an event. Do not make it your name. I want to teach you how to begin again. First, become honest about where you are. Do not exaggerate your situation, but do not hide from it. If you have debt, write down the numbers. If a relationship is damaged, acknowledge the real problem. If your health habits have become careless, admit it. If you have delayed important work, stop creating excuses. Truth may feel uncomfortable at first, but confusion loses power when reality becomes clear. Second, identify what you can control today. You cannot control another person's opinion. You cannot control every economic change. You cannot control whether someone apologizes. You cannot control the past. But you can control the next honest conversation. You can control whether you spend unnecessarily today. You can control whether you complete one important task. You can control whether you pray before reacting. You can control the words that leave your mouth. Focus your energy where faithful action is possible. Third, become consistent with small steps. You often wait for a powerful feeling before changing your life. Motivation arrives, and you promise to transform everything overnight. Then motivation fades, and the old pattern returns. I want to teach you discipline. Discipline continues when emotion becomes quiet. Read a little each day. Save a little consistently. Work on the skill regularly. Pray even when you do not feel dramatic emotion. Keep showing up. A wall is built one brick at a time. You may look at one brick and say, "This is too small to matter." But place one brick correctly every day, and eventually you will stand before something that did not exist before. Your future is often shaped by ordinary decisions repeated faithfully. Do not insult small beginnings, because they do not look impressive on the first day. I know you have prayed for doors to open, but listen carefully. When an opportunity comes, do not abandon discernment because you are desperate. Not every open door leads where you should go. Examine the opportunity, ask questions, seek wise counsel, consider the consequences. Do not sign important agreements simply because someone pressures you to decide immediately. Do not give money you cannot afford to lose because someone promises impossible returns. Do not ignore obvious warning signs because you want the outcome to be true. Faith and wisdom are not enemies. There were times you moved too quickly because you feared missing your chance. Fear told you, act now or everything is lost. You reacted emotionally. Later, you wished you had waited. Learn from this. When possible, give important decisions time. Pray. Gather facts. Ask whether the choice agrees with your values. Ask whether you are acting from peace and wisdom or desperation and ego. I also want you to stop announcing every dream before you have begun the work. Sometimes you receive an idea and immediately seek applause. You tell many people. Their opinions enter your mind before the idea has developed. Some praise you, and you feel successful before doing anything. Others criticize you, and you quit before beginning. Learn to work quietly when necessary. Allow discipline to become stronger than your need for approval. Your purpose is not measured by how many people notice you. There are faithful people changing families, workplaces, communities, and lives without standing beneath bright lights. Do not become so obsessed with being seen that you forget to become useful. Ask, who can I help? What problem can I solve? What gift can I develop? What responsibility have I neglected? Purpose often becomes clearer when you begin serving faithfully where you are. You have gifts, but gifts require development. Pray, but also practice. Believe, but also learn. Hope, but also prepare. If you want to speak, study communication. If you want to create regularly. If you want to lead, learn how to listen. If you want financial stability, understand your money. Do not call preparation a lack of faith. Preparation can be an act of stewardship. There will be days when progress feels invisible. On those days, remember why you started. Do not judge an entire journey by one difficult afternoon. Rest if you need rest. Adjust the plan if wisdom requires adjustment. Ask for help if you are stuck. But do not abandon a meaningful goal simply because the process stopped feeling exciting. If you are ready to take one faithful step instead of waiting for a perfect moment, type, "Amen, I will move forward." Then after this message, identify one action you can complete within 24 hours. Make the call, write the page, review the budget. Send the application, apologize sincerely, clean the workspace, begin the lesson. Your action does not need to impress the world, it needs to move you in the right direction. Continue listening, because I want to speak next about fear, anxiety, and the nights when your thoughts refuse to become quiet. You need more than temporary excitement. You need a way to respond when discouragement returns. I am teaching you how to guard your heart without denying reality, how to seek peace without running from responsibility, and how to remain steady when circumstances change. You are not too late to become wiser. You are not too late to repair habits. You are not too late to apologize. You are not too late to learn. You are not too late to begin a meaningful work. The past has information, but today still has opportunity. Take the lesson from yesterday. Bring your attention back to this moment. Then walk with me into the work that is waiting for your hands. When the night becomes quiet and your thoughts become loud, I know what happens. One concern becomes 10 concerns. A small uncertainty becomes a disaster in your imagination. You remember an old mistake, then another. You think about money, family, health, work, relationships, and the future. Your body is lying in bed, but your mind is running through 1,000 possible outcomes. You ask for peace, yet your thoughts continue racing. Hear me now. You need to learn how to respond to anxiety before anxiety begins speaking as though it knows your future. My child, a fearful thought is not automatically a prophecy. Just because you imagine something does not mean it will happen. Just because you feel afraid does not mean you are in immediate danger. Your emotions are real, but they are not always accurate predictions. Learn to notice the difference between a feeling and a fact. When anxiety rises, begin by slowing your response. Do not immediately make a major decision. Do not send the angry message. Do not assume the worst. Do not search endlessly for information that increases your panic. Place your feet on the ground. Breathe slowly. Look at what is actually happening in the present moment. Then speak to me honestly. You do not need impressive words. Say, God, I am afraid. Help me see clearly. Show me what I can do and what I must release. Next, write down the concern if your thoughts continue circling. The mind can make a problem feel endless when it remains undefined. Put the fear into a sentence. I am worried about this payment. I am afraid this person will leave. I am uncertain about my work. Once the concern is clear, ask whether there is a practical action available. If there is, identify the smallest useful step. If there is no action you can take tonight, give yourself permission to rest and return to the matter when action becomes possible. You have sometimes treated worry as responsibility. You believe that if you stop worrying, you are being careless. But worry and preparation are different. Preparation creates a plan. Worry repeats the problem. Preparation gathers useful information. Worry searches for endless reasons to be afraid. Preparation takes action. Worry drains the strength needed for action. Choose preparation when action is possible. Choose trust when the situation is beyond your control. I want you to protect your nights. Not every problem deserves to sit beside your bed. Create a simple evening practice. Reduce unnecessary noise. Put away content that agitates your mind. Review the day without condemning yourself. Ask what went well. Ask what you learned. Admit where you were wrong. Give thanks for what sustained you. Then place tomorrow in my hands. You do not need to solve your entire life before sleeping. Rest is not laziness. Your mind and body need restoration. There are decisions that look impossible at midnight and become clearer after rest. Give yourself the kindness of waiting for a calmer mind when circumstances allow. And when sadness comes, do not automatically isolate yourself from everyone. There are moments for solitude and prayer, but prolonged isolation can make painful thoughts echo. Reach toward trustworthy people. Speak with someone mature. If your distress becomes intense, persistent, or you feel unsafe with your own thoughts, seek immediate support from a qualified professional or emergency service in your area. Asking for appropriate help is not a betrayal of faith. Wisdom receives help through many doors. I am speaking to the person who has become skilled at saying, I am fine. You do not need to tell every person every detail, but find safe places for truth. You were never meant to perform strength every hour of every day. Tears do not cancel courage. Rest does not cancel purpose. Asking for help does not erase faith. You also need to watch the language you repeatedly use about yourself. Stop saying, everything always goes wrong for me. Stop saying, I can never change. Stop saying, no one will ever love me. These absolute statements train your attention to search for evidence of hopelessness. Speak truthfully. Say, "This season is difficult, but I am learning how to respond." Say, "I made a mistake, and I can make a wiser decision next." Say, "I feel lonely today, but this feeling does not define my entire future." Your words should not become fantasy. I am not asking you to deny facts. I am asking you to stop turning temporary pain into permanent identity. There is a difference. Remember the storms you already survived. There were days you thought would destroy you, yet you are here. You learned something. You discovered strength. Perhaps the outcome was not what you wanted, but you continued. Let your history remind you that fear has made false predictions before. When a new challenge appears, say, "I will face what is real when it arrives. Today, I will do what is mine to do." This is how you bring your mind back from an imaginary future. This is how you protect your energy for the responsibilities of today. If this message is helping you breathe with greater peace, comment, "I trust God with today." Let that sentence become your reminder whenever your mind tries to live 10 days ahead. Today has enough work. Today also has enough grace for today's work. Stay until the final part. I want to leave you with a message about your worth, your future, your relationships, and the way you should walk from this moment forward. Do not leave with temporary emotion alone. Take these principles into your life. Pray before panic. Name the fear. Separate feelings from facts. Take practical action where possible. Rest when action must wait. Guard your words. Seek wise help. Return your attention to today. I am with you in the quiet moments. I am with you when your hands tremble. I am with you when you do not have every answer. You do not need to manufacture perfect confidence. Take the next wise step with the faith you have. Peace often grows through practice. Courage often grows through action. Continue walking. The darkness in your imagination does not have the authority to write the ending of your story. Now I want you to hear the final part of this message with your full heart. You have listened about surrender, healing, discipline, wise decisions, and anxiety. But everything I have spoken must become more than words you enjoyed for a few minutes. A message has value when truth enters your daily choices. When this video ends, your life will still contain responsibilities. The phone may ring. A difficult person may still be difficult. A bill may still need attention. A dream may still require work. Faith does not always remove the road. Faith changes the way you walk on it. My child, I want you to become a person who returns to peace more quickly. Notice that I did not say you will never feel afraid again. Courage is not the permanent absence of fear. Courage is learning what to do when fear appears. You will remember my words. You will examine the facts. You will pray. You will seek wisdom. You will take the next right step. You will refuse to give one difficult moment permission to define your entire life. There are people you need to forgive. There are also people you need to stop trying to impress. You have spent valuable energy explaining your heart to people committed to misunderstanding you. Speak truth with kindness when necessary, but do not spend your entire life standing in a courtroom created by another person's opinion. You cannot complete your purpose while constantly presenting evidence that you deserve respect. Live in a way that gives your character a voice. Keep your promises. Admit your mistakes. Become dependable. Treat people well when no audience is watching. Do not use faith language to hide dishonest behavior. If you owe an apology, apologize. If you made a commitment, honor it. If you cannot honor it, communicate truthfully. Integrity creates a kind of peace that applause cannot provide. I also want you to release envy. Another person's blessing is not proof of your abandonment. Celebrate what is good without making it an accusation against your own life. You do not know the complete road another person has walked. Focus on the responsibility I have placed in your hands. You have something to give. Perhaps it is encouragement. Perhaps it is creativity. Perhaps it is leadership. Perhaps it is patience with children. Perhaps it is the ability to listen. Perhaps it is a skill you have neglected because you thought it was too ordinary. Develop what is in your hands. You do not need to become another person to live meaningfully. And remember this, your value is not equal to your productivity. There will be days when you accomplish much, and there will be days when your body or mind needs rest. Do not build your identity entirely on achievements. Success can change, money can change, public attention can change, people's opinions can change. Build your life on deeper foundations: faith, character, love, wisdom, truth, and service. I know you desire a better future. Then begin respecting the habits that create one. What you repeatedly do matters. A single prayer may comfort you, but a life of prayer develops relationship. One wise financial choice is useful, but consistent stewardship creates stability. One kind conversation matters, but a pattern of kindness shapes relationships. One day of discipline feels small, but repeated discipline changes direction. Do not wait for January. Do not wait for Monday. Do not wait until every person supports you. Begin with what is available today. After this message, take a piece of paper or open a note on your phone. Write 4 headings: release, repair, begin, continue. Under release, write 1 fear, resentment, or habit you need to stop feeding. Under repair, write 1 responsibility or relationship that needs honest attention. Under begin, write 1 small action connected to the future you desire. Under continue, write 1 healthy practice already helping you. Then choose 1 action, not 20. 1. Complete it. This is how you prevent inspiration from disappearing. You connect emotion to action. You give the message a place in your real life. You have asked me to change your life, but understand that transformation often includes your participation. I can give wisdom, yet you must practice it. I can bring conviction, yet you must respond. I can remind you to forgive, yet you must stop rehearsing revenge. I can show you a better path, yet you must place your feet upon it. Do not become discouraged if change feels slow. You are learning. You are growing. When you fall into an old habit, notice it quickly. Admit it. Correct your direction. Do not turn one mistake into a month of surrender. If a person takes the wrong turn while traveling, wisdom does not say, "I made one wrong turn, so I will drive in the wrong direction forever." Wisdom turns around. Do the same. Return. Pray again. Try again. Learn again. Love again with wisdom. Work again with better preparation. Dream again without allowing desperation to control your decisions. You have more strength than fear has allowed you to notice. Look at what you have already endured. You have walked through confusion and still searched for truth. You have felt pain and still found moments to care for others. You have experienced disappointment and still carried a desire for something better. Do not overlook this evidence of resilience. If you feel happy, peaceful, or strengthened by my words today, type Amen. I will apply this message. Let your comment be a declaration that you are not only listening, you are choosing one principle to practice. And before you go, I want you to remember the simplest truth in this entire message. You do not need to carry tomorrow today. Give me your heart. Bring me your honest prayers. Walk with wisdom. Protect your peace. Learn from your mistakes. Be grateful for what is present. Seek help when the burden becomes too heavy to manage alone. Forgive without abandoning discernment. Work faithfully. Rest without guilt. Speak words that build rather than destroy. And when fear returns, remember that a feeling is not the author of your future. I am still here. You are still growing. The story is still moving. There is still a wise step available. There is still a prayer you can pray. There is still love you can give. There is still good you can do. Do not surrender your future to one painful chapter. Rise from this moment with a calmer heart. You do not have to run. Walk steadily. You do not have to impress everyone. Live truthfully. You do not need every answer tonight. Be faithful with the light you have today. If these words brought peace to your heart, like this video, so this message can reach another person who may need encouragement. Subscribe to support the channel and continue receiving messages that strengthen your faith. Share this with someone who has been carrying a silent burden. Your simple act of sharing may help a person remember that they do not have to face a difficult season without hope. Support the channel if you feel led and if these messages are adding genuine value to your life. Your support helps this ministry of encouragement continue reaching hearts that are searching for peace, faith, and strength. Now go forward. Apply what you heard. Do not merely remember the emotion of this moment. Remember the action. Release one burden. Repair one thing. Begin one step. Continue one healthy practice. I love you. Walk in faith. Walk in wisdom. Walk with courage. And when the road becomes difficult, return to me with an honest heart. I will meet you there. Amen.